बॉलिवूड म्हटलें की आमकां ग्लॅमर ग्लिट्स दिसता. तातूंत भितर आमकां थोडे सेलिब्रिटी सरनेम्सूय दिसतात. मुळात बच्चन जावं येता, चोप्रा जावं येता, मागीर कुमार्स आनी मोर इम्पॉर्टंटली खान्स. आनी खान्स म्हटलें की आमी ऑब्वियसली 3 खान जे आमी वळखता त्याच फॅमिलींतले रिलेशनांतले एक आमच्या वांगडा आयज हांगासर गजाली करपाक येयल्ले आसा. तांणी आपलो करियर 80s सुरू केलो, बट त्याच बरोबर आनी खूब जाणांचो करियर सुरू केलो. ताज्या बद्दल आमी चड जाणून घेतले. आमच्या वांगडा आयज आसा मंसूर खान. सर, पहले तो वेलकम ऑन दिस शो दैट इज़ गजाली और हम आपके साथ गजाली करेंगे. आप आपने शुरुआत की मूवी 80s में. ये तो पहले आप बताइए कि ग्रेजुअल शिफ्ट हुआ कैसे, बिकॉज आपका बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा सा अलग है. बाद में आपने बॉलीवुड में एंट्री की.
हाँ, तो अगर देखने जाएं तो मेरा बैकग्राउंड एक्चुअली फिल्म होना चाहिए, क्योंकि
फैमिली.
हाँ, मेरे फादर जो थे वो बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल फिल्म मेकर थे. और यूजुअली ऐसे ही होता है. इफ़ यू लुक एट कपूर्स या राजेंद्र कुमार, तो उनके बच्चे जो फिल्म में ही जाते हैं. एक तरह से आई वॉज ब्रेकआउट गाय. तो मुझे कभी फिल्म में इंटरेस्ट था ही नहीं. इनफैक्ट मैं देखता ही नहीं था. मेरी फादर की फिल्म जो थी, वो जो उनकी पहली अर्लियर फिल्म थी, वो मैंने देखी ही नहीं थी. तीसरी मंजिल और ये, बिकॉज आई वॉज टू बिजी इन ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ. आई वॉज वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, गैजेट्स, साइंस स्टडीज़, ये वो. तो मेरा ध्यान उस तरफ गया ही नहीं. तो माई फर्स्ट चॉइस वॉज आफ्टर स्कूल टू गो इन टू IIT. आई गॉट एडमिशन, लेकिन वहाँ मुझे मिला नहीं. आई वॉन्टेड टू डू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, यू नो, लाइक यू. सो वो यहाँ था नहीं. सो आई वेंट अब्रॉड, और वो मैंने पूरी अपनी जो इंटरेस्ट था उसको पूरी तरीके से किया. 5 years, 2 years एट कॉर्नेल, 1.5 year एट MIT. और बस 1 साल बचा था when I felt कि नहीं, अब मुझे ये नहीं करना है.
Was it difficult because crucial, आप 1 साल बचा था आपका.
I know, but वो अंदर से कुछ ऐसी shift of mind, and I suddenly felt a complete loss of interest in engineering. और मुझे ये भी लगा कि अगर मैं ग्रेजुएट करूँगा तो I suddenly saw कि इसके बाद में I'll be working in Texas Instruments, Hewlett Packard, 9 to 5 जॉब. और मेरी थिंकिंग कुछ शिफ्ट हो रही थी.
तो आपका फ्यूचर आपको दिख रहा था.
हाँ, शायद वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता इवॉल्व हो रहा था कि आई डिडंट वांट टू बी अ 9 to 5 गाय. आई मीन, चाहे मैं कुछ और करूँ, चाहे कुछ ना करूँ, व्हाटएवर. तो ये एक मेरा बहुत रिबेलियस फेज था, वेयर आई डिडंट वांट टू डू दैट. तो उस वक्त मैंने कुछ सोचा नहीं. आई जस्ट ड्रॉप्ड आउट. लकीली आई हैड अ फादर एंड मदर हु जो कि बहुत ही लीनियंट और बहुत ही अंडरस्टैंडिंग थे. तो उन्होंने, बल्कि दे वर टू हैप्पी टू सी मी बैक. So, but they didn't know what I was going to do. तो 2 साल तक मैं ऐसी pretty much time waste करता गया, because I was not clear what I wanted to do, and all the thoughts which I had. तो most of the thoughts I had were radical, which is I don't want to live in the city. सबसे पहले तो शहर में नहीं रहना है, 9 to 5 नहीं करना है, बिजनेस नहीं करना है. मतलब तो माय फादर से फिर करना क्या है. So it just sounded like a spoiled child who's and I was a spoiled child, undoubtedly. But there was something in my mind which I couldn't put my finger on कि ये मुझे ऐसे करना है, how will I survive, or how will I. So I spent all that time, and in the meantime in fact I'm looking at all these cameras and all. I started the first video setup in Bombay. It was called Scan Video, or I wanted video because उस वक्त टेलीविजन कमर्शियल भी नहीं हुआ था. तो I was thinking of all these programs which I would see abroad, like all the programs which you're seeing now, travel programs, sitcoms, cooking programs, sitcoms, all sorts of stuff. And it was a little before its time, but anyway I got that. तो क्योंकि मेरे पास equipment था, and actually
लेकिन मार्केट उतना नहीं
था.
था.
मार्केट तो we used to run it as an editing studio. So we didn't get into production much, but it was like a post-production thing. But because I had the equipment, तो उससे मैंने I wanted to try my hand, because I was trying to prove to my father that I can do something else apart from just hiring equipment out. So I wrote a script which I shot on video. और उसको मैंने पूरा जैसे फिल्म स्टाइल में एडिट किया. उसके 2 गाने थे, बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक था. It was a 1 hour 40-minute film, and that actually I was more like trying to prove to myself that I can write and make a film, और वो बन गई. But it was only for home viewing. It was not. And then my father saw that film, and he felt that I can direct, because he liked what I had done. And in the meantime, I was writing Jojita Wohi Sikandar. मतलब उसकी कहानी,
हाँ.
which was very, it mirrors my life. क्योंकि it's about a
Obviously,
boy who doesn't want to do
prove,
anything.
हाँ.
He has to prove himself. And his father is successful. His father used to be a
Correct.
ace cyclist. तो एक तरह से it was my own feelings coming out, you know. But as things went, क़यामत से क़यामत तक got made first. तो I got into
तो
filmmaking.
पहले आपने लिखी जो जीता
लिखी,
वही
लेकिन वो
सिकंदर,
पूरी
लेकिन-
तरह I was not able to write it properly.
हाँ.
तो incomplete सी थी because I didn't have experience. You know, I didn't understand the Indian audience. I didn't understand in what way to present it. तो QSQT करने से मुझे थोड़ा experience मिला. Then I made जो जीता. So I didn't expect that QSQT would be a hit.
Obviously.
I didn't. I mean, for me, I was just doing what I felt.
नहीं, उससे आपने खुद के लिए भी एक पॉइंट प्रूव किया. उसके साथ आपने बहुत जनों का करियर भी लॉन्च हुआ वहाँ से, जो आज भी नाम we
Yeah.
tend to hear them.
That's right.
Obviously they have made their mark. तब तो कोई पहचानता भी नहीं था उनके. But that is something which कयामत से कयामत तक जो actually you said you came down from abroad. यहाँ पे आपने एक प्रूव किया point and then immediately ये कहानी you had something in mind.
नहीं, that
because
वो कहानी मेरे father ने लिखी.
हाँ.
That was his,
and
he wanted to launch Amir.
okay.
So Amir was, he's my younger cousin,
Yeah.
7 years junior, and he was working with my dad as an assistant director. But my dad knew that actually he wants to be an actor. So he knew that. And Amir also used to say, I mean, I want to be an actor. And see, my dad was a very good judge of talent. And so he could see in Amir the ability. Though if you had met Amir then, he was completely different. He was
Different.
extremely
What?
shy. He was. I mean, I had doubts whether he can be an actor, but my dad didn't.
True.
तो you know, तो वो कहानी उन्होंने actually आमिर के point of view से लिखी थी,
हाँ.
not from my point of view. He had written it that I want to launch Amir.
But then again, you were that confident कि ये I would be able to do justice to this film. आपके father भी आपको he had given a small little project to you. Maybe he had completely एक तो आपने वो छोटी सी फिल्म बना दी थी, तो वो ट्रस्ट फैक्टर भी बन गया था. लेकिन you had that confidence कि यार चलो pull off.
Well, I'll tell you, confidence नहीं था, but confidence कब आया? क्योंकि I'll tell you, जो उनकी कहानी थी, because उनका स्टाइल अलग था, और मेरे दिमाग में जो what I was trying to figure out, वो स्टाइल अलग था, जो जोजीता में ज़्यादा दिखेगा. और
Correct.
the type of story also, क़यामत से क़यामत तक is a more classical story. It's a love story. It's more जो broader audience है इंडिया में, they can relate to those characters. जोजीता की जो कहानी है कि वो schools हैं, उनके बीच में
Sportsmanship,
it's a little bit not for everybody,
तो specific niche.
It's a niche, yeah. It's तो जब I was not able to write this, I was in a corner. So I was also feeling cornered कि भाई time निकल रहा है, जल्दी prove करो अपने आप को, नहीं तो
और 1-2 साल चले जाएंगे.
and self confidence भी जाएगा, and stuff like that. So when my father told me कि look, you've been writing this for 2 years, वो लिखी नहीं, मतलब खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, मेरी कहानी तैयार है, I want to launch Amir, why don't you listen to it and you direct it.
Correct.
So originally my father thought he would direct it, but he had been through some medical problems and all that, and he had a bypass and all that. So my sister and I told him that you should not get into this stress thing.
Correct.
So he was trying his luck with me because I was not an easy son. I was a very difficult son. So he had no idea how I would react. So I said, okay, let me listen, because I was desperate. ये कहानी तैयार नहीं है. तो मुझे वही लगा कि अरे ये फिर एक love story है. It's like it's too cliched. But the way he had written the beginning and the two families, the conflict, I found it interesting and challenging. तो एक तरह से, as I told you, if I feel interested in it,
Only then
only then can I work on it. So I
Give
felt
the
interested. I felt interested in the girl's character. The guy's character was not defined. आमिर का character, मतलब जो hero का character वो defined नहीं था इतना. तो काफी हद तक it was a give and take between my father and me. So there used to be a lot of discussions, arguments, fights. We wouldn't talk to each other for 2 days.
because of the characters.
Because of not only characters but our different points of view. But I must mention कि दो और लोग इसमें participate करते थे. One is Amir and one was my sister Nuzhat, who's Imran's mother. Imran Khan, who's my nephew. So those two were also very instrumental in the shaping the
entire
screenplay and all that. So yeah, that's how that film, it was partly my father. If I can show you which scenes are his style, and then I'll show you which scenes are my style.
Your style.
But I learnt a lot. So I learnt where my scenes are working, and I learnt where some things that I was trying to do was not working.
But was there any point that your father came to you and said you've done a good job? Because हर एक आदमी का एक सोचने का तरीका रहता है, a vision रहता है. Because if I have a certain vision, I have written a story, a screenplay, and I give that project to somebody else, and I am obviously एक तो अच्छा हो जाएगा या फिर एकदम बुरा हो जाएगा. So was there a feedback from him?
So एक तो क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा कि why don't you direct it, तो I felt कि, and he said it also कि when he saw my video film, he felt that I can direct.
Can do that.
तो ये तो एक बात है. But again, a commercial film is a different thing, and a personal private venture is different. But anyway, so after all this writing and all that, when we went out and we shot for some 20-30 days और outdoor करके जब वापस आए, तो in those days immediately we used to edit it and watch a trial. So when we were watching the trial, I didn't like anything. And I was like, this is rubbish, this should be reshot, this is terrible. I was criticizing myself, not what anybody else has done. I just felt I hadn't done a good job, and or कहीं पे writing में भी I felt we could have written a better scene, or I could have shot this better, I could have instructed the actors better. I was completely disillusioned. But my father walked out from that hall, the trial hall. He was just flying, and he was so confident, and he was so sure that it's working. Now, so then I had to respect his judgment to a certain extent, but I still felt for a long time I felt that some of the scenes the
Okay, and one more thing. अभी जब आपका मूवी द फर्स्ट मूवी कयामत से कयामत तक खत्म होने वाला था, इवन व्हेन इट गॉट रिलीज्ड, आपकी ऑलरेडी एक कहानी जैसे आपने बताया कि शुरू थी, तो वो कब खत्म हुई? ड्यूरिंग दैट फेज की
जब ये सब हो गया,
some time.
It took some time. I've always taken about at least a year and a half break in between. But at least I कुछ जो learning experience हुआ, कुछ ऑडियंस की समझ आई कि ऑडियंस किस तरह से रिएक्ट करती है, व्हाट डू दे अंडरस्टैंड, व्हाट डू दे फील, व्हाट डू दे एंजॉय, अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ फीडबैक फ्रॉम देयर, अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ. तो आई वेंट एंड रीरोट जो जीता. तो जो लिखा था पहले वो काफ़ी चेंज हो गया. पहले जो दूसरा भाई था वो था ही नहीं फिल्म में,
बड़ा वाला.
हाँ, बड़ा वाला भाई जो था एक्चुअली फादर नहीं था, बड़ा वाला भाई जो था वो 12 साल बड़ा था. सो इट वाज वेरी डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ अ रिलेशनशिप. So the elder brother was not into cycling. He was almost like a father. And there was a sister in between. So I was exploring something completely different. But then when I came out of it, I said, नहीं. एक तो already I'm making a difficult script about a sport, about cycling and not cricket or something. Cricket तो at
हाँ,
least
तो क्रेज रहता है, चल भी जाती है.
Hockey भी है, लोग समझते हैं. But cycling and these kind of elite schools और ये वो that whole milieu, ये भी नहीं है कि हम बता रहे हैं कि एक गांव में रिच एंड पुअर का क्लैश है और फिर साइकिल रेस होती है, तो दैट इज इवन मोर टेंजिबल. तो ये थोड़ा वो था, तो मैंने कहा लेट मी नॉट टेक टू मेनी रिस्क्स. सो देन आई ब्रॉट इन मोर टेंजिबल कैरेक्टर्स, मोर टेंजिबल फीलिंग्स. द फादर हैज एन ड्रीम, ही हैज एन एम्बिशन. Earlier he was not there. The elder brother was not interested. ये तो बिल्कुल बेकार लड़का था. He had no interest. So then what do you play with? What are your scenes? Where is your human sentiments which anybody can relate to? ये चीज़ें मुझे समझ में आने लगी कि it's not only about what I am doing, you should relate to it as an audience. Now today if you watch Jojita, as a father you'll relate to it, as an individual you'll relate to it, because it's about a certain dream and an ambition which was missing there. There was no dream, there was no ambition, and it used to so turn out कि क्योंकि वो लड़की उसको जिल्ट करती है, which is there. So he starts getting back as this thing, and he does it. But that was too.
But सर आपने जब लिखी थी, was it towards that sportsman? आपका सब्जेक्ट क्या था कि आपको एक स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप पे बनानी है कि साइकिलिंग पे बनानी है कि आपको रिलेशनशिप पे बनानी है?
It's a good question, I'll tell you.
Because बहुत कम फिल्म्स बनती भी है तो not with this kind of execution, because hardly any films on that level.
See, because when people see a film, they see the biggest thing in the film, which is either if it's a boxing film, they'll say ये तो boxing की film है.